Well, this game has been fun since the start. 34-30. I did not see this. I thought it might be a good game. I didn't see 34-32.
No, nor did I. I told you coming in, I was really impressed with what I've seen of this Vance Joseph Denver defense, and they just have been throttled in this game. But going back to that decision by Sean Payton, had he have gone for it there on 4th down, and they don't make it, that was going to be a tough position for them. They only have one timeout, so it was going to be pretty tough sledding for them to be able to get the ball back if Cleveland were to do anything. I wouldn't have minded, but I can say that sitting up here, but the analytics says the right thing, that he kicks it, he takes the lead, and now can the defense make a stop?
I mean, they're 7-5, and I would say that most had this Denver team penciled in for 5 or 6 wins. They got a rookie quarterback. When you talk about Sean Payton in that Coach of the Year race, if there is one, he's the only guy that's doing it with a rookie quarterback.
I agree, yeah. And I think maybe a lot of people don't recognize how difficult that is. And like we talked about coming in, not only with a rookie quarterback, but a lot of young players out of necessity when you release Russell Wilson and all that dead money coming into play this year and next year.
Yeah, and I'm not slighting Dan Quinn, by the way, who's done a great job in Washington. And he's doing it with Jaden Daniels, but you hear it about Tomlin and Dan Campbell, who's been amazing, and O'Connell in Minnesota, and Jim Harbaugh with the Chargers. But the one guy doing it with a rookie quarterback is Sean Payton. 1st down. Cleveland down by 2. Winston had to pull it down, and now down he goes. Cooper. And a loss of 8.
Well, Jameis Winston thought he had a chance for Jeudy out to the right, but the safeties are giving help, and so they played it pretty well. You see the corner underneath Jeudy, and by the time Winston's trying to get off of it, here's the play here. Corner stays underneath the throw, does an excellent job, and then protection just gave way.
That's the rookie Chris Abrams-Drain who was on Jeudy. This is the first time he's been active. Here's Winston stepping through trouble, chased by Allen and out of bounds. So maybe Vance Joseph has seen enough, and he's gone to Chris Abrams-Drain, who is a 5th-round pick out of Mizzou, in his secondary, active for the first time, and he was the one covering Jeudy on that previous play.
He was covering. He's a 5th-round pick. He's a faster guy than Levi Wallace, but the big difference on that play was they gave him help, and we've seen Wallace out there tonight too many times on an island when they've taken advantage of it.
There's Abrams-Drain. 3rd down and 12.
And he's getting the safety help here.
Sideline catch is made by Elijah Moore for a 1st down. Working against the rookie Abrams-Drain. How about that? 14 yards on 3rd down and 12.
He had to trail the play like he did on the prior play, but he didn't do it.
We'll get another look at that. 2-minute warning in Denver. If Denver wanted it looked at, they would have had to have challenged and used their last timeout, theoretically, if they didn't get it, because it happened outside the 2-minute warning. The left foot was starting to come up, but Elijah Moore, it looked like, secured it as he was headed out of bounds. Here's a pick! Intercepted! And that should end the night. McMillan the other way. Touchdown, Broncos. will make sure that McMillan was not touched after the pick. What a pick it was.
Oh, it sure was. It was a ball. We've talked about it throughout the night for both quarterbacks. You leave the ball behind when you've got man coverage like that, bad things happen. And McMillan, who has had a bit of a tough year, does an excellent job with the game on the line, making the play, and nobody comes up to make a play on him, and he wisely gets up and returns it. Elijah Moore, he thinks the play's over.
Him, by the way.
No, he did not touch him, and he could have run over right then and touched him, but he didn't. Good heads-up play and a big play for a guy who had been struggling for a good part of this season.
That's the second pick six of the night for the Denver defense. The other by Bonito. What a play that was by Jaquan McMillan. His second of the night. Each side now with 2 turnovers. But it's Denver with 2 pick sixes, and this might slam the door on this. Give the Broncos their 8th win and send them smiling into their bye week.
Yeah, you see it. It was a great shot. You see how far behind that throw was, and that he knows it. Jameis Winston knows it. You can't leave that ball to the inside like that. And we've talked about how many yards. Kevin Stefanski's just sick. Talk about how many yards Denver has given up tonight, over 500 yards of offense. But you said it, Joe, the 2 touchdowns the defense scored. I mean, you got to give them credit for that as well. That's the difference.
Winston with a career-high 460 yards, but 2 interceptions for touchdowns. As this kick will be returned by Ford. Jerome Ford to the 25. That's it. Jaquan McMillan. He's had a couple of pass breakups tonight. There they are. He's been good. He's been under fire, as you've said. And now this play with an exclamation point at the end of this one on his big night.
Overall, we've talked about some of the struggles that Levi Wallace has had tonight, and you mentioned McMillan and some of the struggles that he's had this year. He's been a bright spot tonight. It's good to see. Happy for him, especially him coming down and making the play on that last one.
Season high in points now for the Broncos. Here's Njoku. There he is again. McMillan.
It's good to see, because you've got to believe that right now his confidence is sky high. And he'll take that into the bye week. All these players will, if they're able to hang on to this game.
2nd down and 10. Winston backpedaling. He is nearly picked by Locke. Pressure on the play by Franklin Myers. And it's 3rd down as P.J. Locke almost got his first of the season, and the Broncos 3rd of the night.
Yeah, right now for Jameis, you know that you're down 2 scores, and he's got to just start forcing throws, trying to get big chunks.
3rd down and 10. Four-man rush underneath Njoku, and he doesn't make the catch. 4th down. A minute 8 to go.
Now this will be a tough one if they don't pull out a miracle to have had the night that they've had offensively and not walk out of here with a win.
Since the Browns came back in '99, this is a regular season record for the Browns with their pass yards tonight, 460, but it's of little solace. Here's Jeudy. Why not add another one to him on 4th down and 10 with a minute to go and 3 timeouts? Jeudy, it's just incredible. This is the most that any player has ever had facing his old team with regard to receiving yards. Jeudy was with the Broncos. He's now with the Browns. He comes back to Denver. He puts up 235, and that is a record in NFL history for a player against his former team.
Well, I mentioned it earlier. Obviously, he's proud of his own performance, and it's been exceptional. But I'm just watching his body language even after that last catch. This is a guy who's not thinking so much about his night as much as he is that this team may walk off this field with a loss.
Moore with a nice effort, but can't secure the catch going to the ground. I mean, there's under a minute to go. This is a 9-point game as you look at the effort here by Moore, and there's McMillan again in coverage. But I mean, Jameis Winston signed a 1-year deal. There are teams, it feels like, throughout the NFL looking for a quarterback, and maybe even Cleveland. But I mean, he's been really, really good again here tonight. The Monday Night Postgame presented by Nationwide coming up after our game on ESPN. He's not thinking about the long-term stuff yet. He told us. Underneath, it's Ford, turn and go. Jerome Ford gets a block and out of bounds inside the 40 with 50 seconds to go.
Yeah, I think that, to go back to your point, the Browns, I don't know if there's much of a decision that they've got to make or not, but with Deshaun, that's when you guarantee that contract the way that they did, you just kind of you are hoping that he is the player that he once was. And at no time that I've seen him with the Cleveland Browns have I seen that. And until they figure that part of it out, it's going to be tough on this team.
Here's one aired out downfield into the end zone and off the left hand. But a flag. Mike Woods was the target. And it was coverage by Chris Abrams-Drain back there, along with P.J. Locke, and they're going to throw the flag.
Defense, number 31. Ball placed at spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
Well, these are the welcome to the NFL moments for Chris Abrams-Drain. He allowed that completion on a 3rd and long a moment ago, and now he grabs the right arm of Mike Woods for a pass interference call.
Yeah, he grabbed his arm. That's a good call for defensive pass interference.
So Abrams-Drain getting a chance, and it's a 36-yard penalty to set the ball up at the 2. Winston keeps, throws. How about another? This time it's Cody Barton.
He's not going down.
He's not going down yet. Jerry Jeudy says as he catches him from behind. An interception, number 3. And for Barton, his 2nd of the year. Wearing that green dot helmet, taking over for Alex Singleton. And he gets the pick. Winston threw it right to him in the end zone.
Yeah, he did. Winston's he's just trying to make a play. And you can see Cody Barton, all he thought of was he was going to take this 103 yards. There was no thought in his mind whatsoever to go down.
And there was no chance for completion on that throw. That'll do it. And John Hussey gives the ball back to Bo Nix. Jameis, what a show these two put on tonight. Jameis Winston and Bo Nix.
No doubt. No problem, okay? I enjoy watching you ball too. All right, great job.